Fly direct to Washington, D.C. from Augusta Regional Airport. The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Our first cold front as we head towards the weekend. We're going to be seeing temperatures drop to the 40s at nighttime. I'll have all those details coming up in your Viper 6 forecast.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, a legacy of history makers. How a local high school athlete is making his family proud while following in his brother's footsteps.
Plus, the state of Georgia wants to help high school seniors find the perfect match for college. The new initiative announced today.
And it is time. The 34th Oliver Hardy Festival kicking off tomorrow. What to expect from this year's big event as News Channel 6 at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with Governor Brian Kemp's announcement for a new college admissions initiative. It's called Georgia Match, where the program will take a senior's 11th grade Hope GPA and freshman index to match them to a state or technical college in Georgia. The initiative is geared toward making sure students feel confident in their next steps. Local education leaders say they're happy with the decision.
This is an opportunity for them to find, one, colleges that they probably never knew existed that would meet their needs, and two, for them to have an opportunity to learn about what's available for them post-secondary education.
The initiative will also offer the option for technical colleges, helping teens explore even more choices. One North Augusta football player is continuing a family tradition of excellence after making history last Friday night.
News Channel 6's Graham Lee joining us live from North Augusta High School. And Graham, their kicker broke a record that his older brother set at the same school. Pretty impressive.
Yes, he did, Brad. North Augusta football kicker Jack Stevens, he's the senior kicker for this football team. But in last Friday's win over South Aiken, he broke a record that was originally set by his older brother Drew. So Jack set the record for most touchbacks in a game with 10 in the Yellow Jackets win last week. But that's one of more than 10 records his brother Drew set while he was here playing for this program from 2018 to 2022. Now Drew is in Iowa City kicking for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Jack says he's looking to break more of his brother's records.
If I could break any record, it would not be that one, but that one, it's still pretty cool because I went 10 for 10. If I went like 10 for 13 or something, it wouldn't be as good just because like I'm supposed to kick in the end zone. But doing it 10 in a row is kind of good.
So Jack has several scholarship offers, and he tells me that he's considering joining his brother Drew at Iowa. In the meantime, you can catch him here tonight for their game at 7:30 against Aiken. For now, live in North Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6. Back to you.
Young people getting a chance to become golf caddies and earn a little extra money in the process.
Thank
More
you.
than 20 participants wrapping up their caddy training at Old Barnwell in Aiken County. The program involves learning about the game and etiquette.
And so for so many kids, this is a way to really open up tons of doors and opportunities for them. So the more kids we can expose to the game of golf and the great people here at Old Barnwell, just going to give them so many more great things that's going to benefit them, whether it's through our scholarship or just having a great high school job.
Program leaders trying to send 1,500 students to top colleges nationwide by 2030, and they want to expand their reach by teaming up with universities all over the Southeast.
Time now for a first check of the weather.
And there is Miller. Fair enough. The city of Harlan is gearing up for its annual Oliver Hardy Festival. Tiffany Hobbs now with a look at how the city is preparing.
You may recognize Oliver Hardy as one half of the famous comedic duo Laurel and Hardy. In his birthplace of Harlem, the city is getting ready for the 34th annual festival that brings the community together to celebrate his legacy.
I'm excited, but I'm scared because I hear there's like 10 to 15,000 people coming.
This year's festival is back on North Louisville Street in the heart of Harlem. Megan Foster tells us there are more than 120 vendors this year.
3 food courts, plus the parade, we do that too. We also have entertainment on the stage as well throughout the day.
Exciting attractions include a kids zone at City Hall, a new rest area, the return of the costume contest, and movies on old school reels at the museum.
It's like the old cellulose acetate films. So that's cool. Yeah, so you'd hear it running in the background too while the movie's watching.
And if you step into the museum on Saturday, you might run into little Ollie.
I'll still be here. He's always here. He's here just to welcome everybody. I'll never get old.
At the museum, you can find a rich visual history of Oliver Hardy and the impact he made as one half of Laurel and Hardy.
It's 9 different places where they have like museums and places that have memorabilia. And of course, the number 2 is Harlem, Georgia. Tons of photos. And every now and then somebody will just send us one. And it'll be a priceless thing.
With all of the excitement, business owner Sean Lee is looking forward to just one thing at this weekend's festival.
I'm just expecting to have a really good time, meet a lot of people, even though it's a brief time. And I want to really showcase what the city of Harlem is about, which is about community. Yeah.
The Oliver Hardy Festival begins at 9 a.m. on Saturday with the parade beginning at 10 a.m. For more information on the festival, visit us at WJBF.com. In Harlem, I'm Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Work on Augusta's 2024 budget is already underway.
Street.
Piedmont Augusta has a new orthopedic practice in Evans and a robot to help perform surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is one of the only ones in the area creating near exact and personalized measurements for total and partial knee and hip replacement surgeries. There's a list of benefits, but it mainly allows surgeons to position an implant in the most natural way for a patient's anatomy, which in turn reduces complications. The American Joint Replacement Registry says the number of orthopedic surgeries in the U.S. is growing every year, and local surgeons are looking forward to introducing this technology to the area.
I think it's going to let us advance what we can do with surgeries. Hopefully we see better outcomes. You know, we're hoping that the implants will last longer instead of 20 years, hopefully 30 years or more. And we're hoping to, again, minimize any complications that we do have by really perfecting the placement of the implants and, you know, doing safer surgery using this technology.
Leaders at Piedmont say they plan on doing their first surgery with robots soon and hope to incorporate more of them in the future. Coming up, the steps you can take to detect cancer early.
Also ahead, helping children build tolerance to food allergies. That new research as News Channel 6 at 4 continues.
Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
She found it. The feeling of finding the psoriasis treatment she's been looking for. Sotyktu is the first of its kind once daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis for the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding that outfit psoriasis tried to hide from you, or finding your swimsuit is ready for prime time. Dad, once daily Sotyktu is proven to get more people's clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. Ask your dermatologist about Sotyktu for clearer skin. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
We're here at the grand opening. Sonic Trick or Treat Blasts.
We are seeing pink everywhere these days, and that means one thing. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The American Cancer Society estimates nearly 300,000 cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women this year, and 2,800 new cases in men. Doctors say it's very important to get checked and know your risk factors.
So one of the things you really can do is talk to your family. Ask them about, is there anyone in the family who had breast cancer, ovarian cancer, colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, metastatic prostate cancer, male breast cancer, any sort of cancer, and having that list ready so when you go to your primary care doctor or your OB-GYN, you're able to have that conversation, say, hey, this is my family history. do I meet criteria for meeting with a geneticist, or do I have meet criteria for high risk screening, meaning alternating MRIs and mammograms every year?
Doctors say knowing your family history can help them evaluate other cancer risk factors. And how about this? You can show your support for the fight against breast cancer by taking part in the annual Miracle Mile Walk, Saturday, October 21st from 8 until 11 a.m. It's at the Augusta Common. You can register to participate or donate at themiraclemilewalk.org. All proceeds support local breast health services through the Piedmont Augusta Foundation. Tonight, you can help light the night to put an end to blood cancers. The annual celebration will be held at Evanstown Center Park starting at 5:30. Throughout the year, teams have raised money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and tonight those totals will be announced. The celebration features a 1-mile walk with different colored lanterns.
Did you know peanut allergies affect more than 1 million children in this country, and only a few kids will outgrow them? That's why researchers are looking at ways to help children build tolerance to some foods. Carolyn Murray reports.
Peanut oral immunotherapy, or oral immunotherapy, is actually a therapy where we give very, very, very small amounts of a food. We don't want to cause a reaction. It's monitored in your allergist's office.
Dr. Sandra Hong is one of the study's authors and says they reviewed data from 22 babies younger than a year who had received peanut oral immunotherapy. During the treatment, the babies consumed increasing amounts of peanut protein over time. Dr. Hong says they found all 22 babies went on to tolerate up to 2 peanuts worth of peanut protein. Some eventually could handle the equivalence of about 9 peanuts in their diet without having an allergic reaction. Results show that starting peanut oral immunotherapy under medical supervision during infancy can improve a child's immune response to the food.
These children don't have to worry about accidental exposures anymore. They don't have to worry about, does it contain peanut? They don't have to worry about peanut oil. All of those things, they're tolerating it.
And doctors say make sure that this kind of therapy is done under the care of a trained allergist because it can trigger allergic reactions. It's also being used to help with other food allergies.
Lots of festivals taking place this weekend. What can we expect weather-wise?
Miller Hyatt tracking the temperatures, the rain chances, you name it. He will deliver it all. All right, Miller, thanks. Still ahead, diving for history.
Coming up, we're getting a closer look at a South Carolina man's collection of state artifacts. Don't go away.
Warning, the following that much.
I'm just gonna tough this thing out.
She found it. The feeling of finding the psoriasis treatment she's been looking for. Sotyktu is the first of its kind once-daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. For the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding your back is back. Or finding psoriasis can't deny the splendor of these thighs. Once daily Sotyktu is proven to get more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. Ask your dermatologist about Sotyktu for clearer skin. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
Jail keys were found at the bottom of a river in South Carolina.
The man who found them has been diving for 50 years and has quite a collection, as Adriana Lawrence tells us.
That's part of the fun of the hunt, and I think you got to have the love for the hunt as much as the find.
Ron Willman is a local artifact diver and has a massive collection of thousands of artifacts in his home and at the Conway Museum. He told me when he found the keys, it reminded him of Deputy Barney Fife, a character on the Andy Griffith Show in the 60s. He added he has an idea of how the jail keys got in the river.
I think when it was torn down, they probably took the keys, and anything you want to get rid of back in the day, you threw it in the river. The river was out of sight, out of mind.
Willman has buttons from plantations, G.W. King Dairy Milk Courts local to Myrtle Beach, and bag tags from the Conway Seashore Railroad that ran from Conway to Myrtle Beach in the early 1900s. He says he found one artifact 30 years ago and the exact identical piece to it 28 years later. He told me knowing these kinds of historical markers are out there excites him, even after 50 years.
Tomorrow we're going there, and you got that. We're going to find some good stuff. It's hard to sleep that night, or you're dreaming about it.
Willman says a lot of the artifacts he's found out of the Waccamaw River are from the 17 or 1800s. He told me every single button, marble, shark tooth, or bottle he's found has a story.
When you pick up a bottle, or particularly Native American stuff, you think, who's the last guy held this thing? Or even a liquor bottle, dispenser bottle. I bet he had a good time before he emptied this thing through the river.
Wilbin says the jail keys are back with the Horry County Sheriff's Office.
There is a lot more coverage you can count on News Channel 6 at 4:30, including the president announcing.
What if you could design the perfect furniture store?
That's easy. First, you'd have a low price guarantee so every single customer knows they're getting a great deal.
As great as the online prices?
Even better.
Then you add a great selection of quality furniture.
Personalized service.
Lots of customizable options.
And your own free designer.
Ooh, I like that.
Good, because our family name is proudly on it.
Is Weinberger's a perfect furniture store?
Yes, it is.
It's time Lambert Hyundai.
Well, we have some mighty chilly weather headed our way with 60 the Saturday morning low, but 44 for Sunday morning. Yeah, that's going to be a big change for us. A full look at that chilly Viper 6 forecast coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 6, budget season is coming in Augusta. Why city leaders are getting a head start. Plus, kicking off a special performance, how a local football player broke his brother's record. And earning green on the green, what a local golf course is doing to train the next generation of caddies. As your News at 6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with Augusta leaders getting a jump on budget season. We're still 2 weeks away from the administrator presenting next year's official budget recommendations, but leaders are already meeting over spending concerns for public safety. George Escala has the story.
Commissioners are still 2 weeks away from getting all the interim administrators' recommendations for the 2024 budget, so some were wondering why they're taking part in a budget work session.
I know it has something to do with the Sheriff's Department, the Marshal's Department, and a couple other departments.
The interim administrator providing city leaders with a sneak peek of her budget recommendations for public safety, including what she's proposing as an increase for the sheriff's office.
Somebody's going to get more money. I'm not sure if that's road patrol. I'm not sure if that's the jail. We give the sheriff the money and he puts it where he wants to put it.
The sheriff's request for 2024, more than $5 million to boost salaries.
To have good people, you got to pay good people. So that's going to be one of our budgetary acts is increase.
But the administrator's recommendation, $1.9 million, enough to provide increases for road patrol and investigators, but not jailers. Dow saying the sheriff is accepting of the compromise.
Would not satisfy 100% of his needs, but definitely address the immediate concerns that he has, and that's to ensure that he's able to recruit and retain as well as offer a competitive wage.
With Rescue Act funds running out, commissioners are looking at a tight budget year in 2024.
Our operating budget will be presented based upon proposed funds for 2024. That does not include a tax increase.
But it will be commissioners next month who have the final say on what's included in the 2024 budget. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller joins us now with a first check. We'll fill that, Tim. All right, thank you. A North Augusta football player is continuing a family tradition of excellence after making history last Friday night. News Channel 6's Graham Lee joins us now live from North Augusta High School. And Graham, their kicker broke a record his older brother set at the same school.
Yeah, that's right, Jenny. He did. We're talking about senior kicker Jack Stevens for the North Augusta Yellow Jackets. But last Friday's win against South Aiken helped them break a school record that his brother set a few years ago. We're talking about Drew Stevens, who was here for a few years. Jack set the record, though, for the most touchbacks in a game with 10 in that win against South Aiken, 63-21. And that was more than 10 records that his brother Drew set while he was here from 2018 to 2022. Now Drew is kicking for Iowa, and Jack says he's looking to break more of his brother's records.
If I could break any record, it would not be that one. But that one, it's still pretty cool because I went 10 for 10. If I went like 10 for 13 or something, it wouldn't be as good just because like I'm supposed to kick in the end zone. But doing it 10 in a row is kind of good.
Now, Jack has a few scholarship offers on the table, and he says he is considering going to Iowa City and joining Drew. And you can see some of the fans are starting to come into the stands tonight. They have a game against Aiken kicking off at 7:30, and you can see Jack kicking it through the uprights then. For now, live into North Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6. Back to you, Jenny.
All right, Graham, thank you very much for that report. The city of Harlem is just helping teens explore even more choices. Teenagers in Aiken County have a chance to become golf caddies and earn money, too. Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stalk shows us how.
I have some good memories of messing around in the sand traps with my granddad when I was younger. Him having to chase me out of there.
More than 20 teenagers are competing caddy training, and for Reed McLean, it's a trip down memory lane.
It was fun. It was one of the things that made me fall in love with playing golf with my buddies.
These young caddies are now carrying golfers' bags with a chance of earning a full college scholarship through the Evans Scholars Foundation.
This is one of our first courses where we really devote a lot of time and energy to developing a youth-only caddy program, and our hope is that through the model that we're creating here, we can expand to many more courses throughout the region.
Old Barnwell, founded by Nick Schreiber, opened its doors in mid-September with a mission to unite people from all backgrounds through golf.
So I've experienced how golf can play a role in helping people on and off the course, and so that really kind of stuck with me as a kid.
The group is partnering with a number of groups, including the Akana Development Program, HBCUs, and local organizations.
Finishing up my degree as well as my PGA certification, working both with Evans Scholars and Old Barnwell, which really just tie together perfectly. Everybody on both sides has been very supportive. Evans Scholars has stuck with me all the way through my career at Miami of Ohio, and it's just worked out perfectly.
Organizational leaders have ambitious plans to grow the program, aiming to send about 1,500 students to top colleges across the country by 2030. They also plan to establish partnerships with more universities in the Southeast.
Really enjoying it, having a good time, being around the game of golf and making some money.
In Aiken County, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stalk, WJBF News Channel 6.
Coming up, the House of Representatives in turmoil. Which lawmakers have thrown their hat into the ring?
Why, baby, that come quickly.
She found it. The feeling of finding the psoriasis treatment she's been looking for. Sotyktu is the first of its kind once daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis for the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding that outfit psoriasis tried to hide from you, or finding your swimsuit is ready for prime time. Dad, once daily Sotyktu is proven to get more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. Ask your dermatologist about Sotyktu for clearer skin. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
Welcome